We do it to symbolize the pain is over. The wound sealed. So that we never forget. I've been fighting to survive all my life.
I'm back. She needs you too.
If you cry, they'll hear you. So I didn't.
Loyalty is your weakness. Without someone to follow, who are you?
You just like having someone give you orders again so you don't have to think for yourself.
Loyalty is not a weakness.
It is when it causes you to do something you know you shouldn't.
Do what you're told. That's what we women do. The good little spy. Shut up.
When will you fall?
Always following our master's orders.
Fire white vanished. Echo.
I banished this murderer from the bunker 6 years ago.
Except you.
My judgment still stands. Finish her, or you're finished.
This isn't the plan.
Plans change.
I'm sorry too. A girl who killed her only friend and stole her name.
Congratulations, Echo. Don't let me down. Found each other in a cage. That can't be real. Never happened.
Tell me! Is that real?
No, we'll find each other again.
I won't tolerate this.
Trade wall.
Don't you dare cross. A spy must carry out orders without question.
Bring me your dead.
This is vengeance. We're gonna kill them. Humans. All of them. This is how my people show they're ready to go to war. Echo, you're my sister. And my sister wouldn't do this. Cool. No. No way. Whatever it takes. I'll get them all back.
I was only trying to save my people. Is that so wrong?
I scarred my own face to remind myself of who I was and where I came from. You're my family too. Echo, it's not my fault. I've been there. It's not your fault.
Are you ready for it? Turn your mic on if you want.
Turn it on. Turn it up. Turn it up. Right next to you, Jill.
Well, I mean, you can sit over there if you want. It might be kind of weird.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird.
How's your morning?
Can I swear?
Yes.
Fucking great. You know? How's your morning?
You can't complain. How many down? We have about 20 more panels to go. Let's do it.
So easy, right? Like only 14 people.
Crazy.
This is amazing.
This is your fourth ConAgeddon.
It is.
You're like a vet now.
I am.
What do you look forward to the most?
Getting tattoos with everyone.
Oh.
Like, who's with me?
Yes. Or Azgeda. Or Azgeda. I will make you yell. Don't worry.
I did that the first year, I feel.
Yeah, you sure did. Maybe the third year too.
Really?
It could have been. Yeah. Okay, can I ask, before we get started with fan questions, I have to know, did they give you an explanation for your short hair in the final season?
Joe, you really ask like the tough, hard-hitting questions, don't
It's
you?
time to spill the tea, dude.
Okay, well, here it goes. You guys want some tea?
Yeah.
So, every year, Jason has wanted a girl to shave their head on camera. So he asked every year a girl to do it. By season 7, no one had done it. He goes, Tasya, will you do it? And I was like, well, I don't know. And the other girls were like, don't do it. And I was like, you know what? It's the last year. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shave my head on camera. And I was like, and like, you know, Echo had like really long hair. And I was like, oh, we're gonna say goodbye to that. It's gonna be a whole new vibe. And we didn't. shave my head on camera. I didn't. And then just one day,
Had a short haircut.
I had short hair.
You would hope, but I was like,
I was like, well, this is cool.
show me too. All of a sudden I was like,
Yeah.
okay, there are scissors there. Wherever that planet is, there are scissors.
There were scissors. We smuggled them onto the planet.
You did, yes.
And then into jail. And what we decided to use them for were haircuts.
Did you prefer Echo's warrior costume, space costume, or like final season costume?
You know, as much as it, like, so it's funny because you didn't include Echo's first costume, which was
Nothing. A Band-Aid.
it was a Band-Aid. No, it was like 47 Band-Aids.
In the cage with Bellamy.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right, you were kind of half naked. We're like, who's that?
Yeah, with like blood and guts and like 47 bandages. So like when we shot that, of course, it was winter time. So like I was like walking around the Canadian mountains
Gauze.
in gauze. And then when the fur came out, it was summertime. I remember and they had to pin bags of ice into, because I was sweating.
Some Ice Nation?
It was, yes, Joe. So I loved the fur. There was just something about like Ice Nation and like her kind of essence that like it really made me feel like Echo, like despite how uncomfortable it was. That's okay.
Well, you know what, you guys, we're gonna ask you guys to start lining up for fan questions, and while we do that, has anyone else here seen Shoresy? It's such a great, filthy show. You guys have to watch it.
Filthy.
You know what I think? It's like,
Show.
if you take Ted Lasso, but take out the sweetness and add a lot of really dirty Canadians and a lot of foul language and hilariousness, that is what Shoresy is. And she's the Hannah Waddingham character. She owns and runs the team.
That's actually exactly how I describe it, so thank you.
You're welcome. I just binged it. I was like, oh, look at her go.
Yeah.
Look at another badass bitch, though.
That's true.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That's the niche.
That's the niche.
We love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you do. When's your rom-com coming out?
Who knows?
Do you have anything you want to promote that's coming up, by the way?
Just the next season of Shoresy.
Shoresy, okay. We are getting a 3 then, season 3.
Yeah, season 4.
Oh, 4. I know,
3,
I
4,
know.
5, 6.
Maybe I'm not caught up.
Just
Okay,
kidding.
great. All right, great.
Same question, different person. Sorry to do it all the first time here. So I'm making a tarot deck, okay, and I want to do the 100. I picked. So far, you are the runner-up for strength card right now because you are the strongest of the entire team and my personal favorite. Now, my question to you is, it's going to be a mix of tarot and playing cards. If you were a playing card, who would you be?
The King of Spades.
Thank you very much.
Great. Hello. You can move the mic off.
I feel like I'm in power right now. Hi, my name is Rachel. My question for Tasya is, if you could pick to be to play any Marvel or DC superhero, who would you pick?
Okay, so like, superhero, strong word, because we would have to discuss this as a group. Is Catwoman a superhero?
Vigilante.
She's a vigilante for sure.
You already have the outfit.
I know.
You're good.
I've been practicing.
Can you do the whip?
Of course I can do that.
I have to ask. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
I was talking to a writer who writes for BBC shows, and I was like, Catwoman, like, thoughts? And he's like, she's less of like a superhero and more of like a kind of vigilant. And I was like, okay.
Or not.
Or not. We'll argue about this later. Hi.
Hi there, my name's Ben.
Hi, Ben.
I know in addition to Hunger and all your shows, you're a superhero in like Far Cry 5 and Watch Dogs 2. What is your idea of like a the Hunger themed video game? And what would, if Echo would be in it, what would her story be?
What would Echo's story be
Like
if it was a video game?
Like if there's like the Hunger video game, what do you think it would be, and would you like to see Echo
In a PC, wait, sorry?
and a non-playable character?
Oh, I don't know if that would jive with Echo. I feel like she'd be like somehow like assaulting people like as they walk by, like I don't know, spitballs or something like that. You know,
Selfie.
yeah, right. But I mean, from what I heard this morning from my amazing VIP group, like that the books are very different than the show. And I feel like if there was a video game, I hope that it would mirror the show more than the books. Because the books sounded a little soft compared to the show. Yeah, compared to the show. So I like would hope it would be like a mirror of the show. Nice.
But I think he was a great fit for the Horizon Zero game.
Big reaction. I would love to know more. We'll talk to us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Dave.
Hey, you want the 100 question or you want a Tasya question?
Oh, you're the one serving it up. So.
All right. All right. How would Echo deal with Shorzy?
Oh. I know it is. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, so, I feel like, how would Echo do with Shorzy?
She would be on the team and she'd be knocking out teams.
She would probably be on the ice. Yeah. Like she'd be the one like leading the charge probably and taking people out.
She'd be running them up and filling them in.
Yeah. She would be running them up and filling them in. Yes, she would. Thank you. Hi.
If I was going to get a new tattoo,
What would the tattoo be? She has tattoos. A new tattoo? Like, so Echo has tribal tattoos, and then she also has kill bumps on her back, which was like something that they kind of like abandoned for a minute. But there was a moment in time where I'd show up to work and we're like, okay, we're gonna put a tattoo on you, and I'd just be like, okay, and then we're gonna put the kill bumps on you, and so I had like all these little, it was like when you kill someone, you got like another scar. So I had like a bunch of scars on my back shoulder. Until I didn't. Until you're in space. And like,
Put more clothes on and cover the back.
Yeah. Her tattoo would be, I feel like it would be something to do with Sky Crew. I feel like that's where she really like understood what family was. Like she was of service in a non-reciprocal way with, you know, Queen Naya and Azgeda. But I feel like her biggest shift was when she understood love and family.
Space Crew.
Space Crew, yeah, Sky Crew, no, sorry, Sky Crew.
Whatever, that's season 1. It's fine.
I know. Thank you, Joe.
All good.
So, Tasya, Echo for me is like an unbeatable warrior fight. So, in season 7, I was very confused about the scene where she fights Orlando.
Where she what?
She fights Orlando and loses. Is that a tactic or was there freedom?
Like Echo lost a fight? That sounds weird.
Yeah, they were trying to get in the good graces of Orlando to get out of Bardo.
Oh.
Y'all lost the cabin that night.
Yeah.
Did you say?
Lost the cabin inside.
Yeah, I remember that now, yeah. That was at the beginning of season 7. Yeah, with Chuku and Shelby, yeah. What's the question?
Did Echo actually lose or was it an Echo's tactic?
I think it was scripted that Echo actually lost, which also, like, for me, doesn't make much sense. But I think, like, what happened in that time was they were in a new space, or like a new environment, and they were kind of like settling into understanding like who Hope was, and like, you know, so I think there was a bit of, because that world, there was nobody there. it was like this prison that existed on a different planet. So like, I think there was a bit of confusion and she was caught off guard because typically she's never off guard. You're absolutely right, but yeah.
So if there's a rematch, who will win?
What do you, come on. Come on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
So first to piggyback off the DC question, Catwoman's a great choice, but I also would think Wonder Woman. If you give up big time like Amazonian Gal Gadot vibes.
Yes.
So that as well.
Thank you. Full agreement.
My second question is, we were told by a little birdie this morning that you have a play working in New York. If you want to tell us about that.
What? Excuse me?
No.
Tell us more. You're doing theater?
I'm doing theater.
Fancy, tell us more.
Okay, tell us. So we got the rights to this really epic play, and it's like it's like, you know, I don't know like how many people are into theater. Yes. But like sometimes people think like theater can be stale. They can think it can be like, you know, like it's not for them. This play is like modern. It's fast. It's funky. It's hilarious. And I think we might have some of the 100 people participating in that show
This year?
We almost have it locked for the September, October.
Amazing.
Yeah,
You'll have to come back to the East Coast now.
I know. It's in Manhattan.
Perfect.
Yeah. The motherfucker with the hat.
Sold.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
If you could have played any other character on the show, who would you want?
If I could play any character on the show?
Any other character on the show.
It changes depending on my mood. But I mean, Joe?
Lexa.
I was gonna say Lexa.
I mean, you already are trained in a similar way.
Yes.
And when you ever meet her?
We were talking about that this morning in my VIP room. She did.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think she thinks of her?
I think she likes her.
Well, okay then.
I would play Lexa. I would play like several of the characters. But yeah, she had a great essence and story. Yeah.
Hello. Just had a question about just Echo's development in season 7 specifically, because as we saw in the video, just so many things she wasn't able to let go, and so she was holding on so much. And so I guess in reference to us, or a reflection on you, like how important it is to like fully trust the people that surround you, fully let go of the things that's kind of holding you back.
That's a really interesting question, because I think that like, I don't know what one's experience is, but I think that when we move through life, we go through chapters of learning what our intuition is telling us and when to trust it and when not to. And the universe will test us, and it will be like, you'll be like, I trust this person, and then they will betray you. Then you're like, oh shit, I'm not gonna trust anyone ever again. I feel like Echo went through that, but then you realize that life, you can't move through life not trusting the universe or other people and just being alone all the time. And I think Echo was very much that person. She operated alone. She was in service of Azgeda. And so for her to learn about love and family and trusting other people was such like a beautiful character arc and journey for her. And I was just like, it made me just like fall in love with her so much, you know? Because like the thing about trusting people is you might get let down, and then you have to remember again to continue to trust and just learn about your intuition. And so there's like part of Echo, like yeah, she was like a ruthless, badass warrior that assassinated a lot of people. But there was also something I found that was kind of like childlike about her, because she had to learn about how to not be that way. And that's something that I really thought was really beautiful about her. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, hello.
Hi. So if you had to choose any season, what season would you say is your favorite?
Season 4. Because that's when Echo really like showed up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just took off from there.
And then I was like, let's go to space. Why not? No, but yeah, she, you know, me and like Lindsay and Chris, like we all had like this joke about like when Echo like first saw technology and she was like, what the fuck is happening? She was like in a spaceship just like touching it, like talking to
Your
it.
face when the spaceship took off is priceless.
Can you imagine? Like, I know what a spaceship is, so I would still make that face. Imagine if you never knew what technology was, you're just probably like, oh man, what's happening? Yeah. Season 4. Thank you. Nice hat.
Thank you. So I've been asking this question. If there's one scene in the whole series and stuff that you absolutely got lost in, like after the take was over, you were just like shaking because like you were just in the scene, what would it be?
I know exactly which, the question was, what scene did you get lost in completely? And in season 7, when Echo found out that Bellamy died, she lost her mind. Because that person was such an important person for her evolution, like she really, like she wanted to protect him, probably more than she wanted to protect Rowan or, you know, other people she was hired in some way to do. And so when we were filming that scene, we were in this like white space, and there was like this, I ended up killing, in true Echo form, I killed somebody by pulling like a machine towards them. And I got so lost in the moment because I knew as an actor that this was a big moment, so I wanted to bring as much kind of authentic, raw energy to it. And the poor, sweet other actor that was sitting there getting killed by me over and over again. Unbeknownst to me, I had hit him in the head with the thing. And he just had this little like, boop, 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 and then a little bit of blood came down. And I was like, oh honey, like, so I got like lost in the moment on the final take, and I ended up crying and crying and crying. So they called cut, but like I was in such a place that I was like I couldn't kind of come out of it. And then the director was like, start the camera again. And the camera guys like came around and they started filming again because I just had to like let out all of this grief and all of this emotion. And then they were like, cut. And Ian, the director, was like, Tasya Teles, everyone. And I like looked up and I was just like, so distraught. And I looked over at my lovely co-actor and he was just like smiling at me with this like little person. I was like, oh dear, I'm so sorry. But it was like one of these kind of like beautiful epic moments, and like fellow actors, you know, we all know what that is like, so it was cool. Thank you.
I'm gonna pause for 1 second because she can't get up, but I was gonna ask, she has a question right here in the front.
Being in Lindsay's wedding party? Pretty good. So Lindsay is a Pisces, and she had all Leos. Does anybody know any Leos? You're married to one. Leos are a lot of personality. Her whole wedding party was Leos, and then I'm an Aquarius, which is air, so it was like fire and air, and I was like, and all of us were like, let's go. It was amazing. It was like a beautiful moment, yeah. That was really great, yeah.
Congrats to Lindsay for getting married. Totally, yeah, congrats, babe.
Again, what's the origin of Echo's panda makeup?
What is the origin of your panda makeup?
Happy National Panda Day.
National Panda Day, how appropriate.
Is it actually today? Stop.
Yeah.
That's really funny because I think that like in the makeup chair, there's like a lot of processing, and it was the same with like the wigs. So like me and Shelby tried on so many wigs, and I have like some that I have like rainbow hair colors. It looks like I'm going to Coachella. I'm like, is Echo going to Coachella? Like, what's happening here? And for that, I feel like they were trying to figure out what's like a ruthless look. But I think it was supposed to be like less white. I think it was supposed to be just like around the eyes. I think it was supposed to be like an inversion of like the black kind of Lexa look. But it ended up being like a really panda vibe.
Not the sweet pandas.
Not the sweet pandas.
No.
They put like blood in my mouth, and I was like, okay guys, I think this is going a little too far. But I'm like, but she's a warrior, and there was something about it that like, I felt very ruthless. Like when I looked in the mirror, I remember we were in the makeup trailer, and Marie was right here, and Marie like looks at me, and she's like, you know you're gonna be on TV like that, right? And I looked at her, and I was like, yeah.
And then later on, you're like, okay, blood Raina, look at your face.
It's like, you're one to talk, you eat people.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bonjour. Ça va bien? Ça va, merci.
So my question is, I was believing season development Echo that could have been interesting for the fans to see, because you know there was big reaction to Echo. So just something for that was I guess shown, so we could see if there's still there.
Did you film any scenes with Bellamy that we didn't see, that maybe would have given more context?
Yes. What they are right now, I can't entirely remember, but because there was a bunch of scenes that, you know, like as you film, you can't include everything. But as the seasons go, you know, as the actor, you hope that certain parts get filled out to build the context for the audience, for the show, and stuff like that. But in season 7, we started to film like some pieces of that, like when they first met, or like when they first fell in love, you know, in space and stuff like that. But we didn't get much opportunity to do that yet.
It would have been helpful, I think. I think so. Okay, great.
Hi.
I think you kind of already answered it. I was going to ask if there was like one real scene Echo did that you're like, oh, yeah, nailed it. You know, because I really like the impaling part. That was the favorite one for me. Every time it comes on, I'm like, you go, girl. You know, but I didn't know if there was something.
There was like something about Echo that was like, at first I was like, wow, she like is ruthless. And she doesn't, you know, and she just kills. And like at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But I'm like, as I watch back, I'm like, yeah, babe. There's like, you know, no remorse. There, I guess in season.
The ladies are getting anxious back there. We're almost done.
Okay. We're gonna have the ladies out here soon too. But my favorite kill was in episode 1 of season 4, when she just decapitated. Yes, the ambassador, exactly. I was like, there she is.
Sorry, one last quick question, then we gotta get going.
So my question is, how did you feel about the complete 180 character switch that Echo did in season 7, where in one episode she finds out Bellamy's dead and she goes on a genocide, and 3 episodes later she finds out he's actually dead, she's just like, okay.
Asking the tough questions.
Those hard-hitting questions. Yeah, that was a confusing day too, you know, because like in that shot, there was me, there was Echo, Octavia, and Clark. You know, and I remember I was just like, how are we gonna do this, guys? You know, we've gone through so many highs and lows with this story, and I think it was just grief. You know, it was just like, you know, it's like you've already confronted it, you have to see it again, and you're just like, I surrender to it. Like, there's no anger or surprise. Yeah, so that's what it was. Thank you.
Excellent answer. And with that, let's thank Tasya. Hey guys, so the Girls at ConAgeddon panel is going to be next, so if